in there. Okay, so what we would do is go to our Google Class, and then you would go to classwork, and you would go to Treaty Project Example, Yakama Nation Final Project. So here's the slideshow. Which we went over last week. And again, the main purpose is to determine your opinion. Will the Yakama Treaty of 1855 last forever? So here's an example. You would say the Yakama Nation Treaty of 1855 will last forever because, in case you wanted to write an essay. So we talk about creating a video for treaty rights, social media of Facebook status updates for treaty rights, construct a newspaper with several articles and ads. You said you could write a poem, a ballad, a round dance, use poetical devices, write a diary as a treaty signer or a tribal member discussing treaty rights, write a children's picture book, write an analysis paper. So if you want to write 3-paragraph paper and read your paper, present your paper to us, you would be done. So you can compare and contrast 2 treaty and non-treaty tribes, choose 3 treaty articles and explain their connection to your life, analyze a treaty article of your choice, determine the role of treaties in everyday life. So last time we created a collage using symbols and specific ideas from the Yakama Treaty. Paraphrase articles of the treaty in your own words. Write quotes from the treaties on a poster with their modern day translation. Create a poster that explains the treaty. Design your own project and get it approved by your teachers. So we could work on, I'm kind of thinking to work on a poem. I think that would be fun. So let's do that because I love to write. So let me exit there. And then what I'm going to do is open another screen. My Yamish on my screen. Let's see, and I'm going to go to Docs. Create a blank doc. And I'm going to title this Yakama Nation Treaty Poem. And will the Yakama Nation Treaty last forever? I just sent a text message because where are my people? I'm wondering if anybody's gonna join our meeting. Okay. All right, so just double checking. So it's the same link that we use every time. It's just reoccurring. Okay. Hello? Hey, Shaylee.
Oh,
How you doing?
good.
Good. Were you able to watch the video last night about the treaty project?
Wait, what?
About the final project that's due this week? Did you watch
Yeah,
have you picked a project?
not yet.
Okay. So right now I'm gonna work on one of the projects as a sample,
Okay.
and I was thinking of doing a poem.
Okay, I could do that.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Janice. I've been feeling under the weather. I've been sick since last Friday. I got COVID tested. I'm negative, no COVID, but I'm still sick. So it sucks. But here we are. So I thought today I would go through and share an idea of how to write a poem according to the topic of Will the Yakama Nation Treaty Last Forever? Okay, so my favorite way to write a poem would be free verse. And it means that you're not worrying about rhyming. You're mostly focused on the topic, and it's free flow from your mind, and the words that come to your mind, put them down on the paper. It could be another awesome thing about free verse is, of course, it doesn't have to rhyme. So maybe I should write this down. Free verse doesn't have to RH rhyme, and does not, and rhyme has an E on the end. Sorry, does not have to rhyme. Does not have to have complete sentences. You can move the words around to make a shape. So I've seen people make their poem kind of look like a heart, a cross, a circle, or kind of like a flower or a triangle, or a staircase where it goes zigzag across. So this is kind of like a staircase where it goes longer, 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 and then you go back. One thing that I really like to use in free verse poetry is repetition. Metaphor is really nice to use. So metaphor is, again, it's saying something is like something else without using the word like or as. So it'd be treaties are the stone that we stand on. So it's saying that treaties is stone. That's a metaphor because treaties aren't actually stone. But in our way of feeling, they can be because they're rock solid, which is kind of a cliche. Well, it is a cliche to say rock solid. So you want to avoid cliches, which would be like words or phrases that you hear all the time, like as tough as nails or as thin as paper. So when you're working on metaphors and similes, avoid ones that you've heard before, like solid as a rock. That's one pretty popular. Another thing that you can use is similes. And similes, similes compares two things using the words like or as. So that's the difference there, is you're using like or as. And this one is without using like or as. Growing up, I had the hardest time remembering which one was which. But as I grew, I was trying to figure out a way to remember this. And so similes has an I in it. So let me see these I's here. And so does the word like. Ooh, can I do that? There we go. So that always cued me in. Mentally, I remembered similes uses like or as because like has an I. Metaphor doesn't have an I in it, so it doesn't use like or as. As you grow and you learn, you're going to want to create these connections. And I do actually use a lot of color in my learning, in my memory. Is this sounding good? Can you hear me all?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes it feels like I'm all alone. All right, so let's see. So you don't have to rhyme. You don't have to have complete sentences. I mean, you could actually have lines with just one word. And Shaylee, you've done poetry before, so this is a lot of review. Let's see, what else? What else could we have in free verse? You could have personification. And that's where you make something that is not human, make something that is not human have human qualities. So an example would be the treaty is and then think of a human quality that our treaty might be. Our treaty is confident. So this is a characteristic that a human would have because the treaty is a record, it's a document. It can't be confident because it doesn't have emotions or feelings. So if you said the Yakama Nation Treaty is angry, the Yakama Nation Treaty is exhausted from its efforts. So that would be an example of personification. Let me go back to the slideshow, what it says. it says use at least 3 poetic devices. So I then go, so right here, there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 poetic devices. There's other ones like assonance, where you're repeating the sound, but I think these 4 devices are really strong and could get you through this poem. So let's start drafting a poem. And so poems take time, and they take drafting, and I always say just type whatever comes to your mind and then let it sit and then go back to it if it's the same day or later that day or next day. So if we're talking about something like your own poetry, I would probably like just write and then go back to it like the next week, let it sit and just keep writing. Let's see. So, will the Yakama Nation treaty last forever? So, first thing that comes to mind is, what is forever? Whoops. What is forever? A lifetime? A century? I'm supposed to say millennium. A millennium? So here I'm doing the repetition. And I can put question marks on there. Who's to say if it will stay? So one thing about free verse is you start going and then all of a sudden your brain might want to start rhyming stuff, and then your poem might get real cheesy. So this was my first thought to put down. Who's to say if it will stay another day? We can pray. So I don't want to do that. That's like kind of corny. So I'm gonna take that off. What is forever? A lifetime, a century, a millennium? Memories of our ancestors walk among us. The waters breathe because of us. We are the protectors. We are the providers. We are the seventh generation. So the seventh generation is like every person who lives on this earth are supposed to prepare 7 generations ahead. So you live your life and protect the environment around you and society around you, so that way your grandchildren 7 generations away from you can be happy. So like for me, right now, something that I do in my life is I recycle. And I try to buy recycled things that I can actually recycle or recycled items, and hopefully that's better. I also like to pick up garbage sometimes when I go to places like public parks and stuff. So anyways, that's what seven generation is. So what is forever? A lifetime, a century, a millennium, memories of our ancestors walking among us. The waters breathe because of us. We are the protectors. We are the providers. We are the seventh generation. So now I can go on with that idea of waters breathing. So that's personification right there. But see, I have waters, so now I can do something else. Like I could say the animals or the mountains. I remember them specifically talking about the treaties seeking to protect the animals and the things that are here on Earth that can't speak for themselves. So I'd like to put the animals. And then I could just do repetition again. Now, if I want to change breathe, I want to say maybe the animals. I wanted to say frolic. What is another word for frolic? I like that word frolic, but it reminds me of Disney. So I'm going to look up define frolic. And over here, they give us a bunch of words that are synonyms for frolic. I don't know so much if an elk is out there playing and moving about cheerfully. Anybody have an idea of a word to describe animals? Remain, the animals remain because of us. The animals flourish. Or what are another words for flourish? Oh, that must not be how you spell flourish. 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 Spelling has never been my strong suit ever since I was in elementary. And with my dyslexia, it's hard. And now there's computers.
I'm not much of a speller either.
What do you think, Janice? Flourish, thrive, prosper?
You say thrive?
Yeah, thrive.
Yeah.
I'll put thrive because flourish to me has the
I don't know if
connotations of
thrive.
flowers. What's that?
No, I think that's good actually.
Okay. The animals thrive because of us. And then I could go ahead and I could just copy this again. Because repetition, we don't want to take it too far. We might do one more and then end the repetition of this style right here. So we have waters, animals, and then I would have to say probably the land. Or the other one is we have is like the foods, like the fruits and medicines. But that could be part of the land too. The land, I want to say like replenish. Yeah. Let's see what it says. He replenished Justin's glass of mineral water, refill, top off, recharge, reload, freshen, replenish. The land replenishes because of us. I'm gonna put that again. Now we're getting to a place where we can work on closing this poem. So we have this here as our intro and of our poem, and then this is our body. And then now we're gonna start working on wrapping it up. What is forever?
Oh, yeah. No. Don't jump.
It'd be nice to have like answers to these questions at the end. That might be a good way to wrap it up. What is forever? How about what is forever? What's the answer to that question? The people are forever. A lifetime? What is a lifetime? A lifetime. A lifetime is as long as the earth exists or humans exist, or a lifetime is as long as earth remains. A century. I'm just going to turn this into one phrase. A century, a millennium, a treaty. Okay, so the people are forever. A lifetime is as long as the earth is as long as the earth remains. A century, a millennium, a treaty. I want to use this one again. Memories of our ancestors walk among us. Memories of our ancestors. Wonder if there's another word for uplift. Memories of our ancestors inspire us. I like that one. Memories of our ancestors inspire us to, well, I don't know if we have to say what to, just, because here it says walk among us, and here it says inspire us.
You can maybe say something about how the memories of ancestors are spoken about, I guess. I don't know.
Let's see, memories of our ancestors inspire us. So something like remembering.
Or through, I don't know, you can say, I don't know, maybe something traditionally like singing, or I don't know.
Like the songs.
Yeah, something.
The songs of our ancestors remind us. Oops. Where'd it go? That's weird. What just happened? Let me undo. There we go. The songs of our ancestors remind us of our responsibility or duty or power. I like power.
Power and identity.
Of our, remind us of our power and IDENITITY. The fact of being who or what a person is, identification. All right. So I would call this done. If I wanted to, let's see, can I make this fit one page? I would change, I mean, I could leave the title the way it is, but like I said, when you're writing your poem, you want to give it some time to kind of sit there, take a mental break, come back, revisit it. I also encourage you to read it out loud with a lot of pauses, because if you just, you know, scan through it really quick, it might not have the same effect as something that was read with feeling. So let me give it a read, see how we did. Will the Yakama Nation Treaty last forever? What is forever? A lifetime, a century, a millennium? Memories of our ancestors walk among us. The waters breathe because of us. We are the protectors. We are the providers. We are the seventh generation. The animals thrive because of us. We are the protectors. We are the providers. We are the seventh generation. The land replenishes because of us. We are the protectors. We are the providers. We are the seventh generation. Memories of our ancestors inspire us. The songs of our ancestors remind us of our power and identity. The people are forever. A lifetime is as long as the earth remains. A century, a millennium, a treaty. Snap, snap, snap. So again, that was this number 4 option, to write a poem, a ballad, a song, a round dance rap about the treaties, using at least 3 poetical devices. And you see here, repetition I used. Waters breathe is personification. I don't know, this might be metaphor, that would be a stretch. So that's the piece that becomes difficult, is when you're using, we got repetition, I believe, metaphor, and personification. So that gets the 3. So that would work. Notice how it has more than 3 stanzas. Usually my rule when you're writing a poem for one of my English classes is it needs to be longer than 3. It's 3 or more stanzas. Let me put that. 3 or more. Oops. Just because you need to have a beginning, middle, and an end to your poem. I run across several different poems through my years of reading student poetry that it doesn't feel complete, it doesn't feel ended, and it just kind of like leaves me in the middle of like some great ideas, but there's no closing. So make sure that you're doing that. So I'm going to go back to this final project. And again, this is the rubric. It's a rubric we've used in the past for other projects. So looking at the rubric, do I have an advanced understanding of the standard? You add your own ideas, perspective, and style into what you do. You're confident and are reaching for the next level of proficiency. You meet standard, you consistently meet the target proficiency level, and you're ready to move on. So now let's say somebody had that poem, a student wrote that poem, but they read it in a way where it had less feeling, or the presentation of the poem just didn't come across. Maybe we're reading the poem and it has like a few spelling errors, or it's just maybe a little awkward, or it doesn't have ending. I'd probably grade someone at a 3, between a 2 or a 3. If someone is not able to read their poem, just maybe they're shy and whatnot, maybe we'd have to adapt, and maybe you record it and send it to me in like a voice message type deal. I know you can do voice recordings on your phone. So those are all options. I'm really confident that the students that are in our group, like Shaylee, you know, you guys, you girls and gals are all up in the 4s and 3s. I'm very confident, and I'm really excited to see your work. I don't perceive anyone, oh, bye now. Oops, I just wanted it to go away. Okay, so yeah, I don't perceive anyone getting in the low range. So again, there's another treaty example besides the poem, and this is talking about usual and customs, generations of tradition and education. The Yakama Nation treaty will last forever. So you can do all kinds of really cool stuff on Canva. You could even put this poem on Canva if you wanted your poem. I'm gonna stop that share. And any questions? So again, we're gonna wanna have you, Shaylee, you think you could have something by tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna shoot for 9:30. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we'll do at 9:30 is we can send messages out to everyone again today to remind them about tomorrow, 9:30. And I would just keep going again on Friday at 9:30, and then see if people could just maybe post their recordings of their project if we can't meet. So just want to be extremely flexible and supportive. So many cool things out there in the technology stuff where this should be easy for you, the younger generation. So if that's it, I'm gonna get going. Thanks again for joining. I hope you're doing well, all of you. Hanging in there. It's so hot outside. Ugh.
107 tomorrow.
Oh,
It says, I think.
the face of the sun.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we can fry an egg on the cement yet. I'm excited to try. Okay, guys and gals.
All right.
See you next
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.